Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. Before we get into the video, here's a little quizzer for you. See my t-shirt? The Energy Corporation. Let's see if you know your movies. What movie does this refer to? All right, the Energy Corporation. There's a big H there. That's a little clue for you. Leave your comments below. Let's see if you know your movies. Anyway, I want to talk about the word cowardice used in boxing because it irritates me. And Egis Klimas and Tyson Fury were going back and forth. Klimas called Fury a coward. And during that little sort of Zoom meeting or Teams meeting or whatever the hell it was with the excellent Turkey and Fury and Klimas and Usyk, the host on this was on the MMA hour. I don't know the name of the host, but he addressed this. He said Klimas called Fury a coward, and Fury took umbrage. He said, I've had 35 fights, I've got off the floor, who the hell are you? You've never had a fight in your life. I believe Klimas did box when he was a younger man, much younger man. But yeah, look, God knows I've been critical enough of Fury, all right, in the past. I can't even count the amount of videos that I've made criticising Fury in one form or other, deservedly so. I don't take anything back. But I've also praised him on occasions when he's, done good things in the ring. And I do think that some of his achievements are tremendous. Second Deontay Wilder fight where he knocked out Wilder, I thought was very impressive. Going to Dusseldorf and having to suffer everything that the Klitschko's put on you, in terms of trying to get an angle. You remember the spongy canvas and all that Peter Fury noticed and got rid of? And no, going to Dusseldorf and outpointing, dominating Vladimir Klitschko was a tremendous achievement. So I've been very critical of Fury and I've been complimentary when I need to be. But even though he himself, Fury this is, throws insults around like they're going out of fashion and makes all sorts of disgusting comments towards other people, despite all that, even though I know some of you don't have any sympathy for him, I still don't like to hear, any fighter called a coward. I especially don't think it's relevant to someone like Tyson Fury, who's proved again and again that he's not a coward. Now, ducking someone does not necessarily mean you're a coward. And Fury, without a shadow of a doubt, has ducked Usyk for probably a year, 18 months, okay? And finally, there was too much money on the table. Usyk went on the floor against Dubois, low blow in my opinion, but some people think it was a legit punch and that Usyk is vulnerable to the body, which I think there's a question mark over him to the body, definitely. But finally, Fury decides to take on Usyk after he's got his big fat paycheck with Ngannou. Now, despite ducking him, let's not concentrate on Fury because I don't want to personalise this. There are lots and lots of fighters who duck other fighters, but that's not necessarily cowardice. Cowardice to me is doing the thing that is the wrong thing because it's the easy thing. And the right thing that you should do, and it's the right thing, is the difficult thing to do. So you punk out and you take the easy route, knowing that you're going to, knowing that you're going to save yourself, but that it's going to have a bad effect on other people. So, for example, the man who spends all his money on himself and doesn't give his kids what they need for their education, for their growth, for their maturity, he's a coward because he's not doing the right thing. The man who, spends all his money on, booze, fags, and whatever else, pharmaceuticals, instead of spending it on looking after his missus and his family, he's a coward. Okay, a boxer who ducks another fighter, even though that doesn't display the greatest level of integrity, I don't think he's a coward necessarily. I actually don't even think that a fighter's saying to himself, do you know what, I think he's better than me. I don't think I can beat him. I don't think that's cowardice. I don't think a guy who's in a boxing ring and has taken a beating and has got his busted eye socket and takes a knee and hears out the count, I don't think that's cowardice. I mean, self-preservation is a different thing. And certainly the idea of actually getting into the ring and having a fight in front of, a full hall, even if it's a small place like the York Hall or, I don't know, the one in Ulster, was it the Ulster Hall in Belfast, which I watched that fight. I've never been there actually. I've never even been to Northern Ireland, but I watched the card from Belfast. That was a very small, compact, claustrophobic sort of hall. You imagine having a fight in something like that where you can actually reach out and touch the crowd virtually, when you can hear people speaking, where you can, it's intense. And to do that, you've got to have some real fortitude. You've got to have some real guts. So I don't like the idea of calling these people cowards. It just doesn't seem right to me. So no, I don't like this. I don't like this idea of calling boxers cowards. They get into the ring, they get beaten up, they beat other men. A few days ago, that young Japanese lad, 23 years old, he died after, the boxing day, ironically, fight that he had on the undercard of the Inoue fight. He died. He had a craniotomy and never regained consciousness. Let's say he quit halfway through the fight. Was that cowardice? Would that have been cowardice? I don't think so. So no, I don't like all this. I don't like talk of fighters being cowards. And I'm very firmly on the side of Tyson Fury with regard to the Klimas comment. And apparently Klimas made some comment about Paris Fury, called her a bitch or something, or called her his bitch, meaning Fury's bitch. I mean, this is playground stuff. And okay, I get it. It's aimed at Tyson Fury, and God knows Tyson Fury has talked enough infantile, insulting crap in the past. The way he's talked about, going way, way back to the way he talked about David Price live on Channel 5, made all sorts of remarks about him. You know what he's done. The way he talked about Wilder, the way he's talked about Usyk, ugly, gap-toothed little midget or whatever he called him. This belongs in the playground. So it is hard to have sympathy for Tyson Fury. I certainly wouldn't bring people's wives into it, or their family. I think, that really is a low thing to do. But Tyson Fury, a coward? No, not for me. Not for me. Boxers, when they get in the ring, they're risking their lives. I don't like this the way that this is used, this word, at all. Anyway, I don't know. Am I being too woke? You know what it is? This fucking woke thing that's going on. It's a lot of bullshit, isn't it? But no, I hope I'm not being too woke. I hope I'm not being too sensitive. I don't need a safe space, But have a think about it. Do you think it's right to call fighters cowards? I think cowardice is very, very, very rare in boxing. Extremely rare. And again, I don't think that ducking fighters or taking a knee and hearing out a count under certain circumstances, I don't think that's cowardice at all. But anyway, you leave your comments. I'm repeating myself now. You leave your comments. Leave comments below. See what you think. And I'll have a read of them and answer them. And of course, if you've liked this video, and why wouldn't you like it? It's wonderful. It's lovely. It's cuddly. Hit that subscribe button and give that like button a good old hook as well. Go on. It makes sense. It only takes a second. Cheers. Have a good weekend. Or enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's Sunday morning now, and I've been watching loads of boxing. I'm about to fall asleep, but enjoy yourselves. I'm going to enjoy reading your comments, and I'm going to answer as many as I can. Until then, look after yourselves. Bye for now.